Of course, the YouTubes, because we are the Triforce Podcast, of course. And I am your host, Matthew Bucarell, the Matt Man. To my left in the Projanger box is Christopher Bristow, the old man. Of course, our omnipotent presence that is Big Brother, Stephen Bucarell. And our mascot, hero of time, Link Diablo. Hey, forget you, buddy. We always gather here for the same nerdy reason. Tonight, ending Expanse. It's Agatha again. Peter's cockfighting more on the Triforce Podcast. And, of course, we want you to hop over here to pjandwh.com. We're going to find all of the crazy and nutty moments right up on top. You scroll down, we'll actually get the last week's title name, which it will actually just start playing if you let it. It is called A Song of Credits and Debits.
Yeah, you're welcome for that title.
And last Lug Nuts podcast.
They can't see me, by the way.
Oh, you got to pop him back in. He's invisible.
He was being annoying.
Yeah.
So you'll also find last Lug Nuts podcast, Odd Cock Car BMW Thick Boy. With a number of the TikToks that don't stop a rockin'. I looked at a couple of ours that reached up to good 600 numbers on the TikTok, and I was extremely surprised to see Lug Nuts up that high. So.
Yeah, I've been very busy, so I'll be getting a couple of those clips later today and tomorrow.
And if you are a fan of the Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers TikTok, I'm assuming it's TikTok, whatever, PJ and WH.
PJandwh.com.
All right, just like our website. And if you hop on over to the second tab of the website, you will find Walljanger Gaming, where you're going to find Big Brother streaming during the week, Monday to Friday from 3 to 5-ish. Right now, you're going through the infamous Second Sons.
Yep.
Still working through that story. Got all your powers.
Yep.
How you liking that game?
It was as good as it was the first time I played it.
It's like rereading a book. Like, oh, did you enjoy it? Obviously,
Again,
Ethel.
yeah, I know where it's going. Gonna go up the tower.
Yeah.
I almost got all the doodads, and then the tower's kind of long.
I mean, when I do get a free
with
minute,
the tower.
I'm going to go and hop back into the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I'm going to re-enjoy that series, because I feel like there's a certain span of time to where if you give it enough time to, ruminate.
You have to miss it.
Then you can really, it's that fondness of, you start reminiscing of, oh my God, I love this moment. Like, fuck, I got this gun. It really just amplifies that HD remastered and really locks you in.
That's why I love you guys. Why shoot something once when you can shoot it 46 more times?
Yes. Exactly. But it's one of those things that you'll catch them over there. We want you to contact us, and you can right here on the page. If you are a podcast and you want to hop on and cross-contaminate internet-wise, podcast-wise. Yeah, that wasn't the right way to say it, but I'm going to go with it. If you want to actually link up this podcast like we are getting next week, old man, who are our guests and what are their podcast?
We're going to cross-contaminate all over you in this podcast. Get ready. Wear a trench coat.
I might actually call it the cross-contamination podcast, just so we can play on some fears.
Planet of Fears. No, Trevor Alexander is his name. Him and his podcast buddy Jeff. They do video game and nerdy podcasting. October 20th, we will be going on a Wednesday, not a Tuesday. At normal time, and they're just excited to be on.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to have them on. Different nerds and, crossing over that big void that is the internet to find like-minded Purjangers, if you will, is what we're all about. And we're going to continue on trying to get different people in here so we can get different kind of nerdy views when we're going through this news, because that's exactly what this soapbox is for.
The biggest thing for Trevor and Jeff is that New Dad Gaming, a show about gaming, fatherhood, and new father figures figuring out their gaming lives. So it is actually...
Oh, you're Obi-Wan Kenobi on that shit, man. Look, my 75 children have allowed me to game all throughout their lives. I can guide you.
I think you're counting some of them twice.
I may be counting them
They seem very
thrice.
cool. We found them on podcastguest.com. You can
Yes.
sign up and be part of their directory
I didn't
Yeah.
know
and
you could get children.
become
Doesn't
listed.
sound like-
It's not for children.
They have a bunch of resources.
Oh, good.
It's not a
You should
directory
probably
for
keep kids
children.
Out of there. That'll
It's
cause
not.
nothing but
It's
problems.
not childhood slavery.
Oh,
That's not what
good,
they link up
okay.
podcast
We're
people
not,
together.
We're not that type of news program.
No, we're not that kind of. What news program? You know what? I don't want to
I
know
don't
that
know.
answer.
Today on CNN.
And all before the first story, which is expansive play on words in its own right. Tonight we have The Expanse releases a trailer for Season 6, which you'll find below. The Season 6 of Amazon's The Expanse will be only 6 episodes, significantly shorter than previous 10 or 13 episode runs.
Really?
But it will still wrap up the series by adapting the 6th Expanse novel, Babylon's Ashes, and the novella, Strange Dogs. So that just has a whole bunch of positive vibes around those titles. I mean,
They're gonna
Babylon's
Strange Dogs?
Ashes.
they're gonna do the both of them in just 6 episodes.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't a lot
With
of
a
stuff.
jar of Nutella?
I feel
I feel like they're kind of like cramming that together there.
don't Game of Thrones this shit, please.
kinda
This
seems
is
like
such
a Game of
good
Thrones in it.
series so far.
It has, even last season, man, I really enjoyed it. I think that was the 10 episode season. But I've looked back on, there was another, what was the name of that show? It was timey-wimey. It was about a woman. She came back in the fucking, what was the name of that? I forget the name of it. It was on Netflix for Continuum. There you go. Continuum. They brought that show back to like finish up its time travel series. But they were like, yeah, but you got to do it in like 4 episodes. I kind of feel like that's what they're doing here with The Expanse Season 6. Like, all right, you got 2 books worth of material. Well, get it done in 6. Oh, seasons? Episodes. Episodes. Now.
We want you to cram it in, don't you know?
There goes Bobby's mom.
I feel I should set myself up for disappointment.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
We're already expecting that, don't you know?
They're gonna
Look,
Game of
if their
Thrones this
episode
shit.
5 is completely black as well, I'm turning it off. I know it's space, but, you know, no dark filter on this one.
Event Horizon
Okay.
coming soon.
But 6 episodes to do this much material is difficult, said showrunner Nareen Shakar. So he acknowledged that at the New York Comic Con panel. Amongst all those nerds,
Yes,
you gotta
of course.
set expectations. Look, man, could we have done more? Probably.
But we're fucked. So.
But this is what you get.
Nerds, you expect this. Everything's got fine at a B+ level. We get that A- there for you,
Look.
and then all of a sudden, just like every relationship you had, C-.
Yeah, but here's where they
Pretty much
differed.
sums it up right there.
Maybe it's because they gave you that sweet gift of, we just gave you William Shatner going to space. Shut up.
Gave us.
Yeah, he's going on the Blue Origin
What
rocket.
how do I benefit from that?
Because, well, Captain Kirk's going to space, man. This time for reals.
So the
he's
a little
90.
tiny segue of William Shatner. You know, the original Halloween mask was just William Shatner's face, just as a mask.
God,
Cool.
that's creepy. But I
It
believe
is very creepy, and it was just like stretched out and painted white. That's all that original Halloween mask was.
Didn't you get that William Shatner bust we sent you?
If
have
not,
several.
let me
We'll
know.
send you another.
I'm gonna get a refund on Amazon if you didn't get that.
Yeah, if you didn't get that, we'll
We
have
gotta
to
know.
get it.
Amazon needs to give it. But
Yeah, no bueno, no bueno.
but no, I thought that was kind of cool that Captain Kirk is going to space.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a shame Leonard Nimoy couldn't go.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah,
He would have been more fitting.
He would have been more. I feel like
I
who
think
would have
he's
had the
very
better?
good.
You know, if we're gonna play that Burt Kreischer what if game, who would have had the better first line in space, Captain Kirk or Mr. Spock? Obviously, the actors or the characters. We could do both.
Leonard Nimoy would probably have the better line. I mean, him and Robin Williams will probably had the better line. Let's just call it spit it straight.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at that. Whoa, Zazu Zazu.
I feel like if Robin Williams was alive and he went to space, he would have definitely cracked a flat Earth joke when he got up there. That probably would have been his first opening joke because he's a comedian. He would have made jokes when he's up there.
He would have made an alcoholic and a flat Earth joke all in the same joke.
What comedian do you want to see go to space?
Tom Segura.
Earthquake.
He would go. I guarantee you. Maybe. I think Tom would go.
Put Joe Rogan up there.
He would not go. He already said no. Yeah, he wouldn't go. Joe Rogan isn't. No thanks. I'll watch it. No.
I'd like to see him take Earthquake.
Oh my God. You have to be able to go to space.
That's how I know it's safe.
If you could take Earthquake to space, that shit is
Fluffy
safe.
and a few of his friends, then
Martin!
Go for the edges once you can get them safely around.
I bet you we could get Martin into space.
Yeah, him.
We can get Martin.
Let's get a whole group there.
Yeah. I'm vying for, they're doing all this fan space shit. Fuck that. Put a comedian in space and entertain those people at the ISS.
Get Jack Whitehall with his father up in space.
Motherfucking right. Jack Whitehall and his father? I don't like this. Fuck off.
Most importantly, we need to get Eddie Bravo to space.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all need this.
I think it'll move.
And then finally just cap it off with Obi-Wan Kenobi in space.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor needs to go because obviously what's his face is dead.
Lots of people like Lincoln.
Sir Alec Guinness.
Yes, Sir Alec Guinness.
Yeah, him too.
But his brother can pilot him because Obi-Wan and Obi-2.
Obi-Wan and Obi-2. Okay. Or you can watch Obi-Wan Kenobi-1 on our back catalog on Spotify.
Yes, you can. So Ewan McGregor's brother is actually a pilot, and his call sign is Obi-2.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in a meme, so it had to be true. The final episode will be an emotional 65-minute thrill ride for The Expanse. Remember that?
Isn't it normally an hour? So
50% longer, giggity, than any other episode. So the hour, quote unquote, but that's really 40-some minutes.
All right.
And now we're getting a 65-minute, 2 inches longer, but it's 50% more than you've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Every woman behind this camera right here are rolling their eyes laughing now.
I'm preparing myself for disappointment.
Yeah, that's the same way with them. Yeah, And the final season of The Expanse will premiere December 10th on new episodes releasing weekly on Fridays.
Remember, prepare for disappointment now so you're pleasantly surprised later. It's probably not the most positive way to think about it.
On to the next story.
I could make so many more middle-aged white woman jokes, but I'm not gonna.
Don't. Just no.
Instead, because
that's always safe.
A new space race is afoot, but this time with film. Russian filmmakers have beaten Tom Cruise to his once-in-a-lifetime goal of being part of the first film ever to take place in space. As the process of filmmaking continues to evolve, everything from cameras to visual effects to editing software have allowed for major changes in what can be done. The past triumphs that filmmakers like Steven Spielberg or James Cameron have achieved are constantly being challenged and with varying degrees of success. Tom Cruise and Doug Liman's hopes of being the first to film a motion picture in space have been dashed by Russia, of course. As per a thread of tweets from Euronews Next, Russia has sent a crew to the International Space Station to undergo a 12-day production schedule that will see film taking place entirely in space. The film will be directed by Klim Shippenko and is a joint production from Russian Federal Space Agency.
You know, if they just hurry and just launch something now and just film anything and call it a movie, he can still get this done.
Yeah. Roscosmos and Russian State TV Channel 1, The film, entitled The Challenge, will star Russian actress Yulia Persilid. So,
that one.
yeah, you know her.
Yeah, sure.
But when it's coming out on like a channel like Russian State Channel 1.
But for the record, Tom, please still make the movie.
Hey, Tom. Mike Tyson and Tom Segura. Those two with, two other adults going to space. That's the people you get to go to fucking space.
The pilot is Bert Kreischer.
It's the end credit scene for The Machine. That's why the Russians beat him to space.
I don't think so. It wasn't even.
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy?
Anymore? I mean,
wouldn't that be fucking crazy?
Russia.
Like a special end credit scene that he filmed for Russia, and it's like Bert Kreischer and Mike Tyson in space. I would love it.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I would find it very entertaining, or just that movie in general, Mike Tyson and Tom Segura in space.
Yeah, I would.
I would even settle for it to be the title of this podcast, but you'll have to watch out for, would Tom Cruise, I mean, obviously you're still going to, if you get offered to be, doing a film in space, you're going to do that motherfucking film in space.
Number one, first, I'm going to question, why are you asking me?
All right, that's a logical conclusion.
Like, I don't act.
Could you not get literally anyone else?
Yeah, like.
Am I it? I'm the bottom of the barrel, like last kid picked for kickball?
Yeah.
This is where we're at? You came all the way down to me. Like, this wasn't Armageddon, like, you're our first choice of civilians to go up there. Like, hey, you want to go? Literally, it's you or we're not doing
Come
it.
with me if you want to live.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Really?
But most likely Tom Cruise will do the first solo free dive from space just to one-up his competition because America.
Oh, okay. That makes it even.
Yeah. He's all about doing his own stunts. I figure a good free dive from space will punch up
if
that
he
film.
films it and then just uses it in a movie, there you go.
Yeah. Even if it turns into like the next Mission Impossible, and that's how they
whatever.
punch it up.
The next Jerry Maguire.
You have somebody wanting to come in here at the perfect area of Katerina Thermoscara tuning in from Thermoscara.
Yeah.
Our wonderful woman.
She knows nothing about Jerry Maguire in space. We're talking about Jerry Maguire in space.
Yeah, because Russia beat Tom Cruise to film a movie in space. So, unfortunately, Tom Cruise as Wonder Woman on the International Space Station will not be the first space
No, he
movie.
can play any part he wants.
It's not even a minute in, and I already have regret.
No, I already said he's gonna. It's Jerry.
But it was
Maguire.
from me this
We
time.
can't switch
He started off with
movies.
Jerry Maguire.
I did.
So I actually like Jerry Maguire in space. Like, you take this shit like maybe like 2 centuries in the future. It's like a
I
descendant
gotta
of
take
Jerry
vitamins
Maguire.
now. Jesus.
It's a descendant of Jerry Maguire, and now it's like, I don't know, space football is the big rage. And he's returning back to his grandfather's roots of, trying to push people. It'd be the same movie, but in space. I
I'm
feel
not
like
even
that-
listening
You're
at
gonna
this
have
point.
to suck a lot of dicks to get that one made.
Oh, yeah, especially in Hollywood. But, we'll have to see if this next story turns up any good, like the Russian channel, state channel TV One's movie they just filmed.
Jerry Maguire in space. In Russian, it makes it so much fun.
Jerry Maguire is the machine.
The challenge, Jerry Maguire. That was the challenge. His agent wanted, his client wanted to go up to space. Somebody else who was in space, at least in a mental sense, was this next story. That 90s show was ordered up at Netflix. It must have been one of those people that just left.
Didn't we already get that in Malcolm in the Middle?
We did, and they already even tried this with that 80s show.
Yeah, that was really bad.
It was horrible.
It was very bad.
It was the one.
I don't even remember that. But when people say that 80s show, I immediately think the Goldbergs.
It was that. Well, yeah, but it was that. There was that one character I remember. She had this huge spiked mohawk for no reason.
To be edgy.
Clearly, nothing edgier than a.
She clearly was a fan of British punk rock.
I mean,
You
who
had
doesn't
Family
love the
Ties,
Clash?
that's
But
an 80s
still,
show.
yeah,
Head of the class, 80 show.
yeah. Netflix has ordered
Perfect Strangers.
a spin, which was a great show.
Yeah,
but
lots of
Netflix
gunplay.
ordered a spin-off of the hit Fox sitcom That 70s Show, titled 90s Show, with Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rump, who play Red and Kitty Foreman, signed on to reprise their roles, according to The Hollywood Reporter. So we're getting Red and Kitty in the 90s. Does that make it any better?
No.
His delivery of his lines is still classic.
Or is this just Ed O'Neill being Ed Bundy in Modern Family?
I think someone backed a truck up of money to his house and dumped it in his lawn and said, "We want you to do a show." And he's like, sure.
I'll do that for $1.
I've always wanted a space station.
You know, it's
Where I can film a Russian movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like you said.
I'd buy that for $1. Which he was in that movie.
Onion. We're going for onions around here. Multi-layers. So I really
multiverses pajangers.
Oh boy.
So
yeah, you're welcome.
Hello, Wisconsin. It's 1995, and Leah Foreman, daughter of Eric and Donna, is visiting her grandparents for the summer, where she bonds with a new generation of Point Place kids under the watchful eye of Kitty and stern glare of Red, because it worked so good the first time with their film hobby.
Yeah.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll never dies, and it changes clothes, reads the official synopsis of this show. And we'll have to see if this actually gets through the 10 episodes of series that they have been ordered up for the multicam spinoff. Greg Melter will serve as showrunner. Bonnie and Terry Turner, Lindsay Turner, Marcy Carsey. I can't believe that's a real fucking name. Marcy Carsey. That's got to be a pen name.
No, weed's legal in California. That's where they wrote it.
Well, my last name's Carsey, so I really feel
who
like
knows what they do. Too much sun.
this baby girl really needs to be named Marcy. I feel like there's a rhyme there that needs to happen. Tom,
They already did that in Married with Children with Marcy Darcy.
Tom Warner will executive produce. So, I mean, this may just be a giant flaming pile of shit that they put Red and Kitty back in, but I mean, they're going to be getting paid at least for these 10 episodes they did.
I like how you say multicam, like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
We're a multicam outfit. Look at us.
We got
2, 3.
Yeah, we got 3. Yeah. I mean, you know, now broadcasting in color.
Live. We're also live.
Broadcasting
You gotta
color.
have the scrolling marquee of, now in Technicolor.
You know what we need? We need like one of those transitional, like old school, like audience roles, and then go live into the podcast. Live from the Perjanger studio. Have the fake audience clap, just going into it like, oh, hey, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, we love you all. But that'd be a lot easier than
The 80s had some really kick-ass song intros for their shows, man.
That they did. It was like anime power hype intros. Like, who doesn't remember
you had
some
like
of those?
the Wonder Years, Family Ties.
Well, my favorite Family Matters, that was 90s.
Well, I mean, TGIF all the way,
Who doesn't
man.
fucking remember Family Matters?
Family Matters.
Anyway.
Step by Step.
Oh, yeah. Day by Day.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish that.
Copyright. But
Very much so.
you know what that may have been? May have been a spell. Because it might have been Agatha all along. Agatha Harkness might be getting a Disney Plus spinoff series, as well as Monica Rambeau and Zhai Ling from Shang-Chi.
And me.
Yeah, even Big Brother.
Yeah.
Big
Like
Brother's
the
getting a
3 of
spinoff.
them together in a
called
show, or
No,
3
each.
independent shows?
3 independent shows. Because you gotta fill the book now. You know, you got a lot of space with this streaming thing. I mean, Monica
I don't
Rambeau,
know.
I could see that as a Marvel cop show, but how many of those are you going to put out? You know, it's not going to be like it's not going to be like the Law and Orders of the CSIs. There's only so much
I don't
you can do.
know.
You know,
Also because of her with her powers, it's going to be an expensive show to make.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Agatha, there's a lot of different ways they could take this. They could take this before she met Wanda, or picking up where she's going to inevitably come in after Wanda. To where if they're
the way that she was left off, there's not much, like, I could see that being another miniseries that leads into her appearance in a later Marvel film, but otherwise, where's she going to go afterwards?
Yeah. I mean, even if this boils down, even if this ends up just boiling down to a one-shot like they did with the Mandarin for Shang-Chi, that's an option too, to where this story could end up panning out to be a one-shot with Agatha to lead into like Doctor Strange or something like that, you know, later on down the line, to where,
like, I'm not against Agatha getting her own show, but really, what's the story to tell there?
Well,
especially if she's on her own, if she's carrying her own show.
I think with her, you're going deeper into the dark magic, to where with Wanda, you're going into chaos magic, and Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. So they're really defining their magic, you know?
Like, if they do a prequel, we already know where it goes. We already know what happens.
Yeah.
So that's already limited. And then now it might be interesting for her breaking the spell that Wanda put on her, keeping her in that city, playing the role that she was playing while she was kind of running things.
Yeah.
Is interesting, but how long can you carry that out?
Yeah.
A season, maybe two.
It makes sense to have that after she woke her up, leading into another event, you know, of what they're setting up. Because they're also saying, well, you know, they may lead into an Avengers, or they may just give you an Avengers movie, which was one of the directors said that.
I love the character. I thought the actress was amazing. I would love to see her do more. I just don't know what else, how much more there is for her to do.
Yeah. I mean, she was very influential as like a side character in the comics, because she was very close as a mentor to Wanda later on.
Yeah, but they kind of,
especially in House M,
shit the bed with that.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah. Well, I mean, it could be like that person you meet, and the first time you meet them, you hate them because they continuously make you clean a deli slicer, which is obviously fucking clean. They're just being a little nitpicky bitch. But at least you can say that to their face, old man.
I feel like we've gone into a variant.
I think we've wandered off the beaten.
We have. I needed to weed whack around here a little bit. But
let me guess. And that person became Tom Cruise.
No, he became the old man, and I actually got into a company with him. So apparently I'm either very masochistic, a lot more than I thought, or, you know, we had found an agreement.
Hey, and either way, I'm not king shaming it.
There we go.
Yeah, the agreement is he eventually listens to me.
Oh, eventually, yeah. It's like a slow cooker, man. You got to let it sit all day. You got to let it burn.
Ruminate?
Let it simmer. Let it ruminate.
Let it move on to the next story?
Maybe. Because the next story is another little bit of Marvel hope, but this one a little bit more concrete and solidified. William Poulter. You know him from so many different roles. I think there's a picture of him down below.
Okay.
He was in Bandersnatch, the Netflix.
In there over your shoulder?
Yeah, that's him. He was in Bandersnatch, the Netflix Black Mirror movie, which was controlled by the audience.
Snatch.
Yeah, we played with the Snatch when it came out on Netflix.
Who doesn't love the play?
I mean, you know, sometimes you just got to go in there and play with the little Bandersnatch.
You got to get all straight in there.
You know, it was a great movie. The movie. Come on, Dirty Minds. But that's the guy. That's who he played in Bandersnatch. He was also in Shameless. He was in, Jesus Christ, he was Cal in the Fallen Order, the last Star Wars Dark Souls game.
He looked more animated.
Well, it was the mocap. That was the mocap. Yeah. But he was also in, he was in something else. I was forgetting. Oh, Gotham. He played like 3 different versions of the Joker. Yeah, so
with
he's
his
a very
best friend who was the Penguin.
Yeah, he's a very good
Two-Face.
He's a good fit for this role. Especially since Guardians 3, pretty much it was just James Gunn saying, "Look, you know, there's a long history of people who are, you know, just fan casting on here, but I have a record of setting them straight. welcome to the Marvel Universe, William Poulter, because he is going to be playing Adam.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So they're bringing him in.
They're bringing him in.
Yeah,
as Adam. So Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket, and the crew still have both Thor Love and Thunder along with their mysterious holiday special before they tackle Volume 3, which hits theaters in 2023. But James Gunn took to Twitter after his cast welcoming to Poulter into the Guardians family, expressing his excitement to bring Adam Warlock to life.
And he wanted to remind you of
Cousin Eustace
Tuesday.
from the Chronicles of Narnia to play Adam. That's a bold choice.
Well, here's the thing, is that they've been teasing Adam Warlock since Guardians 2, which
they replaced with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, if you're looking at this from like a future perspective, you're like, all right, oh wow, all the way since Guardians 2 and this is Guardians 3. This is fucking years in the making that people have been clamoring for Adam Warlock, especially when they said they were going to do Infinity Gauntlet. And now we're finally getting Adam Warlock, and I'm actually very happy with this casting. When we first started talking Adam Warlock casting way back in the day, old man, we said like Matthew McConaughey, somebody like that, but now we get William Poulter. How are you feeling about this casting?
I'm actually happy with it.
Did you watch any of the stuff he did in Shameless?
Yes, I watched Shameless. I watched it all the way through. Yep.
I haven't gotten all the way through it, but you know that's another show that's honestly very great.
Yeah, that's just in the vein of like, well, what's one more thing that they can do?
And I thought he really did a good job on Gotham, even though they dicked around saying, well, he's gonna act like the Joker. He's not the Joker. He's kind of Joker. He's not the Joker. This guy's the Joker, and it's still him. You know, it's just like that kind of pissed me off, but I thought his consistency with that kind of Joker mark was very good. So I got confidence in his acting ability just from what he did on Gotham, even though you don't agree with all the choices. That's still possible in this day and age. So we'll have to see 2023 how he turns out. But, you know, there's a lot of different changes that we're going to be seeing, especially since they said Eternals. I read this. It's going to be 60% in the Marvel present and 40% in the past. So they're going to have that back and forth in there because they have to set up the beginnings of the MCU now that they're going into the 5th phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And double shots every Tuesday.
Yes. It's a rule on nowhere.
Yeah, sure.
But Adam is going to be coming to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on May 5th, 2023, unless they delay it. But I should hope that we're not going to see too many movie delays because they seem like they are well oiled up and running.
It does feel like we've been talking about Thor loves his thunder or whatever the hell it's called forever.
Thor loves his thunder.
He loves that thunder.
Oh my god!
As it goes, boom, brother.
That's a podcast title.
Thunder goes boom.
So
whatever it was.
Another thing that went boom on the internet is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Greets us with a trailer below.
Wow, COVID's getting really bad. Look at that guy.
I know. You know what? He got the Triopta or Omicron variant.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I dated him in high school.
He now needs to devour worlds to live. He's got the Galactus variant. But we see here the official trailer for Sony's Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City has been released, and it promises to bring back the franchise with a bang. 2-minute trailer is loaded with Easter eggs related to the gaming franchise, and the fans of the games will be able to recognize most of the monsters that make an appearance. It also seems like the film is highly influenced by the games, with a similar ambiance visible in almost every scene. It does look very Resident Evil in its
really
tone.
like umbrellas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Umbrella Corporation sponsored this film, so they came free.
I was trying to be subtle.
Oh. I thought it was for the free umbrellas.
Shh, not supposed to talk about that.
Who doesn't want a free umbrella? We see the dogs, which were an absolute fucking pain in the ass when you're playing that first Resident Evil game.
Yes, because it was like that weird camera angle and you were running around in a circle and
wait, why am I shooting over there? I have 4 bullets. What the hell? You really had to have stick control, Giggity.
That dude is literally in everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's one of the Amels. Hang on. Robbie Amell.
No, not Robbie Amell, the villain.
The other guy?
The one that played,
yeah. Because I was like,
I forget his name.
He looks like Green Arrow. Oh, wait, no, that's not Green Arrow.
No, he was Firestorm, and then
Yep.
It was literally
and then
named
the
Robbie,
other guy was
wasn't
the villain, but I can't remember his name.
That's okay.
One of those names where the first and last name start with the same letter. Damn it.
We'll let you ruminate on it.
I'm gonna.
But they need to expose Umbrella Corporation for its wrongdoings because, I mean, we're not going to go corporate cancel culture, but I think this needs a call to HR if you have all this shit going on. I mean,
at least a strongly worded email.
Killer dogs and cats living together, eating humans together. That's a problem.
Damien Dark.
There you go.
He played Damien Dark. That was gonna freaking. I kept on wanting to say Donnie Darko. I was close, so close.
I was gonna say that, but I knew that wasn't right. But
I just didn't care.
We'll have to see because this is one of those titles that Netflix is going after games. Obviously, what was it? Universal did Sonic. So there's hope that somebody can do a game right. This is darker in tone, much along the same vein, Giggity, of Netflix. So are you feeling confident, old man? Especially just by this 2-minute teaser trailer. I kind of feel like there's enough right things in there that it'll be watchable, enjoyable, and still move gaming film forward.
Yeah, the basis of the story is still intact from the first one. That's you know,
as to incorporate 1 and 2
they can change a little bit, you know, and have their creative, process. So like doesn't have to be exactly the story, but as long as they hit those certain beats, and the acting is up to par, it's better than the acting that was in the first Resident Evil, I'm sure.
Well, yeah,
game, not movie. But yeah, I mean,
well, no, Mila Jovovich was perfectly fine. It was just like this had nothing to do with the games. You just took the property and played with it.
They took the property of Code Veronica and made that the premise of the story.
I mean, that's where you choose to start. This seems like more logical. We're gonna tie in the mansion. We're gonna tie in the second game with the police station. We're going to go into welcome to Raccoon City. That we are showing you this fucking thing. And this is going to be this journey. I like the promise of it. It's Netflix, so I mean, besides anime adaptations, they've scarcely let me down. Scarcely.
Well, I mean, anime adaptations.
First for everything.
They're tricky still. I don't think Truly 1 has really broke the mold to really appease all fans. If Full Metal Alchemist had better CGI, it would have did better with fans.
If you stop trying to make a live action out of every anime, it would be better.
Yeah,
we'll wait for the One Piece to turn out and see how that runs. But
probably like the rest.
Well, I mean, they'll have 900 times to try to get it right, considering how many episodes there are in One Piece.
It's not done. They're planning on ending soon. That was the news we reported literally like over a year and a half ago. They're gonna think about ending the manga soon. I still
reported
see
it
that
twice.
shit coming out.
We've reported it twice. We reported it like 2.5 years ago, and then a year ago, and now.
Old man and I will be dead in the ground long before One Piece stops.
You'll be dead. I'll just be here on this earth.
That's because you're getting the cybernetic upgrades. Your 74 kids have paid for that upgrade.
Boy.
Well, one of them has to do it right. Shit.
And we will get to see if Netflix does it right November 24th, 2021, where they are going to welcome you to Raccoon City with their premiere.
My luck, I'll just be turning into a tyrant from the G virus.
In theaters.
Rawr.
So,
Roar. We're scary.
another thing that may roar, well, that's the picture at the top of this next story.
Pitcher, and it's a pisser.
The pisser is the next story.
The pisser pitcher with Frank Percy, One Punch Man himself. Frank One Punch Percy wants you to hop on over to the latest con he's visiting and visit him at his table. Check out all of his great artwork, including Caribe the Hunted, as well as the work he's done on Punisher War Journals and more. Great dude, very friendly, approachable, exactly who you want him to be. We've had him on the podcast countless times. We're going to invite him on again, and we always want to highlight his stuff right here. I like highlighting this next story because, old man, you mentioned how we talked about multiple stories before, and they ended up turning true.
No.
Well,
Who saw it coming other than everyone?
the worst kept secret on the internet finally confirmed by Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Remake has finally been confirmed, Vance. Rockstar.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rockstar, for putting out a game that's 20 years old.
But they're going to remaster it, Whitey. You know, like, what are we doing?
It will still be, so buying the games individually on PlayStation platform now is still cheaper than the remastered edition that will drop later.
Well, I saw something that said that they were taking down the originals. It might have been on Steam.
So buy them now.
But I don't know if it's all platforms. But it was something about fans getting angry about it. But look, man, you had 20 fucking years to grab these goddamn games. 20. It's not like it was released Tuesday,
Now,
and they're like,
if they release it for $30, I'm happy.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be. I mean, even if you release it at the 60 and they have completely retold graphics, everything's looking up to date, improve menu screens and everything and all the visuals, and still keep that classic kind of feel to it.
Which is why I don't understand is like these games didn't have DLCs either, so they're base games at that time.
Well, no, you had them release a complete separate game, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories. I was surprised they didn't do San Andreas Stories.
That wasn't until 4. These 3 had nothing like that.
No,
they had the PSP versions.
Yeah, they had the PSP versions, which later came out on 4.
Really?
Yeah, but they came out on PSP with the PlayStation 3
Portable.
Portable, yeah. And that was right in between them because you had Vice City Stories, I remember, because that was, the one dude in the white tuxedo and he had the white Lamborghini from
Falcon
the Vice City. He was the main, or it was him or his brother was the main character in Vice City Stories. And Liberty City Stories was, it was the main mob boss. It was how he controlled that half of Liberty City. What's his name? Carmine Falcone? Probably not. No. That's Batman. We'll call him Carmine Falcone. But there were 3 solid games.
Tony.
That, honestly, if you were to have a gaming Hall of Fame, each of them would be entered into
Tony Cipriani.
There you go. It was close enough. Tony Cipriani. That was Liberty City Stories. But each of these 3 original games, Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas, were completely, these were the hottest.
The Laszlo
games.
Radio stations were still the best.
Absolutely. Everybody loves Laszlo. If you didn't listen to Chatterbox, you're probably a Romulan or an android.
Okay.
Data insert here.
Yeah, giggity. But I love the fact that they're finally doing this. Just like, Fable got like a definitive edition long ago. You got the Mass Effects we were just talking about in the beginning of the show. There's a lot of this rehashing, and we made fun of it at first, but after Mass Effect, man, I really don't mind if you go in there and seriously retool and upgrade the game and give me that same experience.
Well,
I
Mass
will
Effect
pay that
also
money.
Included the DLCs.
Well, yeah, but
all of them.
I mean, like you said, these didn't have DLCs. So do you want them to redo those PSP games as well and add them in there? Like that's
add them as a side story.
I mean, it's only 2 more games, but that's still, now redoing Grand Theft Auto 4 and adding in those
that
3
would be
DLCs would be
the Ballad of Gay Tony
different.
and the other one, yeah.
The one that ripped off Sons of Anarchy. That DLC.
Yeah, the one before the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah, and there was another one, but there was a whole bunch of them. That that Grand Theft Auto market. If they're going to go back and start this remake stuff, I feel like it should stop with these 3 for right now.
It's called stalling,
and then
stalling.
You put out Grand Theft Auto 6, and then you move on. Give me Red Dead Redemption 3, or I don't know, create a new IP. That's crazy.
Let's do it.
Now this trilogy should come out because they're going to need to bank their money. Like Rockstar's still making money on Grand Theft Auto Online, so they don't need to really bank money. But and Red Dead Online. So I mean, fuck it, they can do whatever they want. I don't give a shit anymore. On to the next story.
The definitive edition is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and, of course, PC via the Rockstar Games launcher, which nobody will use until you have to play a Rockstar game. Oh, yeah, and it's coming to iOS and Android during the first half of 2022. So
what about my fridge? All right, if it's not on the fridge, it's not possible.
2023 or 2024. They may push the fridge version back. But that'll give you enough time to buy one of those fridges that does that.
No, it won't fit in the door.
Well, look, at least Rockstar does what they say they're going to. Unlike this next story, because Marvel's Avengers are doing something they promised not to do from day one. They are now selling XP boosters, paid consumable items, or PCIs. Thank you. No, don't care. A Heroes Catalyst in the game's marketplace. As part of an update to Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, the game that rolled out Thursday, the change isn't sitting well with Marvel's Avengers players, who say that the developer has gone back on its pledge to only offer paid microtransactions for cosmetic items like skins and other flourishes.
Look, times are tight. The Porsche needs to be serviced, and y'all fuckers need to give us more money.
But here's the thing. Don't tell me you're not going to do that if as soon as your wallet's getting pinched, you're like, fuck it, give an XP boost. My wife needs flowers tomorrow. I don't care. You should not have said, we are not going to fall into this market, and done that complete PR stunt, tell them whatever bullshit, and said something that you can stand by. That's some fucking first-class bullshit. And I'm not going to lie. I didn't really have a problem with Marvel's Avengers.
I did.
Besides when we were doing the Let's Play. It's very aggravating. But once they got time to retool it and work with it, I played through the story. I was going through the Hawkeye, looking forward to the Wakanda version, and then, doing it again for Spider-Man. But when you have a paid XP boost in this day and age, with the 1%ers, which are the people who, and, the kids of the 1%ers of the upper class who just have that fucking credit card to where they could dump a lot of money into this game just because they want to be the best, that ruins and offsets. That's like Rust. That's like all these toxic games that we've talked about, and that's why fans have told you not to do it, because you will lose them. They will play something else, because Steam has literally, this is an official word from Gabe Newell on how much they have on there, a butt ton of free shit on Steam, on Xbox, on PlayStation that you can play, and not this. Or you can watch this podcast. Matt may rant over, but that's the bullshit that I fucking found with this story, is don't tell me you're going to fucking not do something in a game and then just completely 180 on your fucking word and say, yeah, well, I'm not doing that now.
You're wasting too much breath on it, man.
That's like if I started talking about sports and shit. I don't give a shit about sports. It's just not who I am. But I'm not going to fucking act like I know shit about it. And that's what they're doing. I'm really just stalling for time for the producer to get back to his producer's chair.
Yeah.
He had to step away for a moment, but just stalling on this story because I really did enjoy it. As much as I would love to just continue shitting, I was waiting for you to get back.
Oh, good.
I was stalling already enough because I really couldn't care about somebody going back on their word, but I did want to take a time to take a nice dump on this story. But
now that that's over,
the next person getting shit on is this next story because PETA wants to fight
Marvel Avengers
cockfighting in Far Cry 6.
Okay.
So, the newly released Far Cry 6 promises series fans a return to open-world shenanigans, this time set on the fictional Caribbean island of Yara. Developed by Ubisoft Toronto, Far Cry 6 follows protagonist Danny Roaz as they and the resistance attempt to overthrow the dictatorship ruled by Anton Castillo, portrayed by one Giancarlo Esposito of the Mandalorian fame. Pretty sure I rolled my R's right. The Far Cry 6's allows players to participate in a cockfighting minigame in which they not only collect roosters, but directly control them in a Mortal Kombat-style fighting game. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of that below. Complete with character selection and special move and multiple rounds, reactions to the mode have been mixed, with some players... Oh, go up. I thought there was a picture of that. There we go. There's a little video. But they have the cockfighting here. Special moves and multiple rounds. Reactions to the mode have been mixed, with some of the players having some fun with the simplicity, while others to be rather tone-deaf in today's animal rights-centric climate. On October 7th, the senior manager of PETA's Latino branch, Alicia Arguello, recently, in a statement, called on Ubisoft to remove cockfighting from the game.
They're just sleeping.
It's okay. They're just sleeping. I just throw they get so tired from fighting me, they fall asleep.
Yeah, see, that's not blood. That's just sleep juice.
The Bad Man with Patton Oswalt is absolutely one of my favorite YouTube videos to watch randomly on the internet. If you haven't checked out Bad Man, you need to just stop watching this podcast and watch that episode because it's fucking hilarious.
So
fuck that guy. We're fascinating.
My own personal rant.
Okay.
Why does this have to be a thing?
You have a thing against cockfighting or PETA?
No, I have a thing
fighting
against
with you,
people
Doc?
trying to, invoke their will on other things when it's just art within the game. Nothing is actually happening. It's all digital. These are just digital assets. They're ones and zeros.
Yes, it's just digital cock. No cocks are actually being turned out during the filming of this podcast.
No,
Look,
I tried to set that up,
and we're not even showing the digital
easily.
cock.
All these digital cocks have not been maimed.
How many times can we say, here's a cock and here's a cock? Here
Look,
are Bajangers. We got
these are-
lots of cock for you.
These are two cocks about to fight.
Totally cocking it up.
You could type that into Wood Rocket and find a million videos. But
Right.
this is just a video game. Once again,
those
This
chickens
conversation is so
healthy.
aggressive, guys.
but this is my point,
And they
is
look
that
digital.
if you don't like a bunch of cocks fighting Mortal Kombat style, 1, don't watch UFC, and 2, don't play Far Cry 6 minigame. Just a
Mortal
minigame.
Cockman.
Walk
How do I not? How do I not? It's just saying the title's name. How can I not do that? Mortal Cockpit. Bah, 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 bah. Oh yeah, Ed Boon would be proud.
Toasty.
Oh, that brings a new meaning to toasty. That's a toasty digital cock.
Next time I show up late, don't let me in.
Don't bring the cock. Don't worry, we got plenty of cock for you if you want.
Digital
We just played
cock.
the video back again.
Well, here's my thing. Digital cock is not a part of PETA's protection because
That's
they're
right.
not actually getting killed. They just respawn.
Yeah.
The same cock. Just reloaded cock.
Cock all over the place. See?
And that one guy controlling that one cock on the right, he is not very good. He's not good at controlling his cock. But I don't think PETA has a leg to stand on.
See, that's what the University of Delaware was.
They don't have a cock to stand on.
Right there.
Oh, the blue.
There's a cock fighting.
So I wonder, is there a blue cock in there? To, go blue heads. Go blue cock. Stellar blue cock.
It's only acceptable if they got a blue one. Hold on.
Hang on. No, there is a blue one there. Down there. Lower left
There you
hand
go.
corner
There's
right there.
the blue cock.
There's the Delaware blue cock.
Cock of cock. See,
Delaware
it's
is
a-
represented in Far Cry 6.
Yeah, sure.
That's what we found out.
There's a blue one.
See, this was educational, Kat.
We
No, it
learned
wasn't.
about blue cock.
We
For
learned that
sure
there's-
wasn't.
We learned there's a digital blue cock, which might or
No,
might not
no.
be an homage to a Delaware university.
Yeah, the founding of a university,
Yeah.
which I could be.
On to the next story,
wrong.
thunk.
A digital blue cock founding a university mascot. I think that would be a great Quentin Tarantino movie.
They're the blue.
Now that
pens.
we've screwed up history enough, we can move on.
Yeah, we've muddled about, not in anything new, but we've muddled on to.
I feel we've wrung all the news out of that story.
We have wrung all the news,
You've certainly
Nothing
wrung
left but
everything you could out of that
We have
for
made-
sure.
every cock
and
joke
that's
we can.
what she said.
Yeah, we've made every cock joke we can. So I think it's time to move on to the end segment, which is what sci-fi or fictional world would you first boot up on your very own holodeck? We're in the future.
I'll tell you what, not
get an
Far Cry
edition?
6, that's for sure.
No, no
Are you
holodeck
opposed?
cockfighting. Oh
You're
well, I
opposed
mean,
to
No.
cock?
I don't know how
No.
we can even hang out anymore, but that's probably because you don't live near me. But also, this is my question, man. Everybody in the future, you got your own holodeck. What's the first fucking program that you have pulled up?
Oh man.
The one that where, look, this is going to sell me on this holodeck experience.
I gave this a lot of thought.
Hang on. Hang on. I need a breaking news button. Where the fuck is that? You have the. We're all fucking stumped, and Big Brother has his choice before us.
But it's because we were just watching comedy, so
Okay.
I'd go back and
There
watch
you
the
go.
great comedy specials. You think Bring the Pain. You think.
Oh,
think of
fucking
all
Carlin.
yeah, Pryor.
Oh, man.
You think of.
And then you could fucking interact with
Yeah,
them.
you can go back and talk to Lenny Bruce before
Oh,
he
yeah.
overdosed with massive heroin
Well,
problems.
it would be a very weird
COVID,
addition
oddly
if you
enough.
talk to him.
Mitch
after
Hedberg.
that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh man, being fucking
Saved
fly
by
on
the
wall.
buoyancy of fruit.
Ralphie.
Ralphie May. Yeah.
You can see Ralphie fall through the stage. That one time.
R.I.P. Ralphie.
I would just want to have a conversation with Tesla.
Yeah.
I would, have a,
You could do that now. Oh, you mean Nicola? Oh.
yeah, Nicola.
I thought you meant the board members.
I
over
just
at
want to
Elon's.
be in the room watching him do his
the
experiments,
president.
not be part of it.
Just not on wifey pigeon nights. All right, those are Tuesdays. He did love a pigeon.
No, Tuesdays is the Triforce podcast where everyone gathers around.
Not for Nikola Tesla.
For everyone. Even
Oh.
he.
Even Nikola Tesla gathers around to watch the Triforce podcast on
Sure.
Tuesdays. Well, they're going to go Wednesdays next week.
I wonder what he would have thought of the last 10 minutes or so.
He probably wouldn't be proud, I'll
don't
tell you that. Even the founding fathers would look back like, we can skip
I
over
could
this
say
chapter.
cock several more times if you like. Does that make
That
it
they
better?
laugh at.
we
No,
included
thank you.
we
So-
included freedom of speech for this.
We have a cock on
To
the
rail it
show,
back
we
onto
can't
the-
relax.
To cock it back onto rails. The train, that is this show. If I'm
A doodle
walking,
do.
if I'm walking
A
into a
doodle
holodeck,
do.
I mean, you can't just go like Star Trek because that's way too fucking easy. It's a holodeck. Then you could just be in a holodeck, visiting a program that Captain Picard liked. That's way too simple. But the first program I would boot up, because you have that holographic.
How many
any world.
captains would he hear, Captain?
I would immediately boot up a Star Trek program to where I could be a Jedi and just travel anywhere in that universe.
Okay.
And then I'm a Jedi. I could be in the High Republic. I could be in the Clone Wars. I could be, on the fucking Empire side with Vader, hanging out, smoking blunts with the Palpatine, Emperor.
Okay.
And then I'm a Jedi. I could be in the High Republic. I could be in the Clone Wars. I could be, on the fucking Empire side with Vader, hanging out, smoking blunts with the Palpatine, Emperor.
All right.
We call them that. It was, a mismatch, but we all laughed about it. We're cool like that. But having that holodeck experience, because you can have this honest conversation, and then they just go, I don't understand what you're saying. But I like that kind of premise of taking that realism to your favorite fictional world. To where even if, like, in the first story, you're a fan of The Expanse, I wouldn't advise it. A lot of Creole, but you could hop into that world in the holodeck. So
I see you spinning in a circle and then waking up in the cart in Skyrim.
Well, that's the glitch. To where old man would be like, hang on, I found the glitch in the holodeck. Do you want to? This is really what the first thing that old man would be looking for. The one glitch that would send you spinning out and be like, you wake up, oh, you're finally awake. That would be the glitch he's looking for, just like the swing set in fucking GTA.
Yes, that swing set in GTA 4. That was awesome.
You're the breaker, man. You would try to break the holodeck. That would be the
That's
first
what I
thing
do
you
for a
do.
living, man.
That would be the first thing you do. You're like, all right, let's load this bitch up.
You get yourself demolecularized.
You put the software in front of me, I try to break it.
What happened to Chris? He broke the holodeck and he demolecularized.
So what's the first program that you would try to boot up on this holodeck to try to stress it to its limits, fiction-wise?
The Triforce podcast. No.
I kind of feel like you'd be underwhelmed. It's just me sitting here in front of a camera.
Yeah, but the goal of the episode would be to how much do we break Cat?
Well, I mean, that's not.
Why is that a goal?
Yeah,
Why is that a goal?
Really, my goal. Funny is
no. Funny is the goal. As long as it's funny,
We may
and
try to
she's
make
just-
you laugh so hard.
But
so hard.
Katarina, holodeck.
Yes, my dear.
What is the first program you're loading up? Since I feel like you have something that you could go to that would. It's just a easy, comforting first thing to go to. Big Brother would have chose Star Citizen, but even in the future, it's not done
Still
yet.
not done yet.
No.
I don't know that I understood the assignment, but
Sci-fi
my
fictional world.
immediate thought was the Shire.
Mm.
I would just love to go to the Shire.
Just go there. Any period? Is
I
there-
would like to think the peace between the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, that those peaceful
the
times
end, I
there
like to
before
go
the end
everything-
part where
Yeah,
everything's
yeah.
kind of nice and they're like,
Like,
it's not so bad right now. There's not a giant flaming eye in the sky. I think we're good.
Like, I would love to go there, and I would love to go to Rivendell. I just really, really would love to just go there during peace times.
Yeah.
Not during,
Well,
not
you got-
during Eye of Sauron times.
Look, end of TNG holodeck, you have safety modes. So you can go to Westeros and not get syphilis,
Yeah, I'm not messing with Westeros. I'm gonna stick with
Too many
the
shit.
Shire.
Too many people
And I'm
wanna
gonna
stab
stick with
you.
Middle Earth. I'm gonna stick with Middle Earth, but I really think that I'm caught between Rivendell with that waterfall and just how
Mhm.
beautiful it is in the Shire, and just
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how peaceful that would be.
Oh,
and
I
that
would be hanging out with
might
them
be
hobbits.
like a boring answer, but nothing appeals to me as much
Oh,
as
no.
just peace and like simple living and just
I completely relate to that Shire because I'd hang out there with those hobbits. They know how to fucking party. They know how to
Yeah.
have fun and hard work and get shit done. Those are the people you want to fucking hang out with, man. That may be another end credit.
and their homes are just they look so cozy and comforting and beautiful, and it's very appealing to me.
Very geo-friendly too, because you got to imagine, you got all
Yeah.
that earth on top, keeps it very well insulated. Little maintenance, you're good.
You have to duck through every door.
And
Well,
it doesn't
I
seem
mean-
like anyone lives outside of their means. It just seems like a perfect place to spend time, especially if you're on a Starfleet ship
Mhm.
hanging out in space
Yeah.
where the slightest thing and
Yeah.
you could get your brain imploded. You
Mhm.
want some peace. You
Well,
want
yeah.
some peace.
Piss
in
off
there.
a non-corporeal being.
All that anxiety.
Dust.
Yeah.
A little Shire in your life.
Now, if we were talking games, I would want to go into City of Heroes just for the nostalgia factor.
Oh, of course. Oh,
As my character, Sid and I, my level 15 Lord, or even Portuguese Princess, I would take either one. And have
either one.
superpowers.
Matrix.
That'd be pretty dope.
Matrix would
Pretty
be, well,
dope.
it'd be essentially the same thing as the Matrix.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing.
But taking that traditional flair of the Matrix would be cool. Another one I thought was taking it differently, but I thought the DC universe would be kind of cool. Just go in there, hang out with Batman, talk with Flash.
I almost said Themyscira because I think that would have been the answer most people would have expected from me. But yeah, just
I don't think I would be very
about the Shire and Middle Earth would. It's just.
I think I could visit. I could visit the program with you if you're going to the Shire. If you're going to Themyscira, I'm not very welcome.
Wait, an island full of women? Death by Snoo Snoo? Oh, you want to hang out with all the cocks? Got it.
Look, man, if they treated men like they did in that Futurama episode, that would have been my choice. But these are warrior as Amazonian women who will probably chop my cock off and then use it in a fucking ritual. I'm good.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
That's why I'm not going there.
Now imagine if it was Tom Cruise as Wonder Woman.
I imagine there would have been an explosive involved.
Several.
It's Tom Cruise.
I concur.
Probably jumping from a helicopter for some reason. I don't know. But that's
climbing up those cliffs free climbing up those cliffs. Yeah. I can see that.
There's a bomb on your cock. We have to get to the top of this mountain. Otherwise, it'll blow up. I will climb that mountain.
Fezzik, are there rocks ahead?
So, I think we all pretty much have our answers. Old man would try to break it. Katarina would vastly try not to go to Themyscira, but ultimately end up there. And Big Brother, with his endless tour of classic comedy. I think this is a very good end segment that everybody else needs to comment below if you haven't commented in the comment section already. So we want to end this off with, of course, the thank yous. We want to thank you out Moiselle Robinson, Caitlin Carezzi, Kim Roberts, Kelly Collins, and Mark Gervais for liking, commenting, sharing, listening, most importantly, on Spotify, and supporting the podcast, because listener support is the most important thing. You can go to spotify.fm/PJANDWH. You can donate to the podcast. You can just overall support by listening. We appreciate both. You can go over here to PJANDWH.com. We're going to find all of our crazy, luggy, and nutty moments right up top, as well as all of our podcasts below, and links to everywhere on the social media webs. Well, I've done all I can, but as always, this is the long drawn out goodbye. I am Matthew Bucarell, the Matt Man. In the Perjanger box, we have Christopher Bristow, co-host the Old Man. All the way in from Themyscira, Katarina Themyscira, wonderful woman. We have our omnipotent presence that is Big Brother producer Stephen Bucarell, as well as our mascot, hero of time, Link Diablo. We are always saying we love you. We miss you. We want to see you next week.